beer tubers. It's time to take a look at a Gahan brew that I brought back from Prince Edward Island, Charlottetown. This is actually one that's available in their liquor stores. This is the Island Red. The other one that's available in their liquor stores I've already reviewed, and that's the Sir John A.'s Honey Wheat. This one is a premium red ale, handcrafted in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, at Prince Edward Island's only brewery, the Gahan Brewing Company in the Gahan House. Island Red Premium Ale is an amber, medium-bodied, handcrafted ale with a smooth caramel overtone and a bitter finish. Murphy Group of Restaurants product. Before they moved into the Gahan House, that was actually the name of the restaurant, I believe, or the breweries. They took the name of the Gahan House or Gahan Brewing Company when they moved into that location. So, ingredients: Gahan Brewery handcrafted ales are brewed the old-fashioned way using 100% natural ingredients: malted barley, hops, water, and yeast, with no additives, no preservatives, and no pasteurization. GahanBrewery.com. It's the exact same thing they say for an ingredients list on the honey wheat. Honey wheat doesn't even mention they used wheat. Yeah, so it's 5.3% ABV, which is typical for the style. In my nice Gahan brewery glass that I actually picked up at the brewery. This is one of the ones they actually were using in the brew pub. I told that story a couple times already if you watched the other Gahan reviews, but enough said. Let's pop it open here and give it a pour. Maybe a little too much head. You ever notice I do that too much? I swear I'm good at pouring beer. Head's got some larger bubbles on the sides, but it looks mainly fine on the middle. It's a nice looking head. It's got like an off color, like almost like a tan, light tan color to it. I don't want to push it any more than that. Got a beer. Set it down. So, color-wise, we're looking at looks more brown than red. You'll hold it up to the light, though. Let's see if you can see that. It looks like almost like a mahogany color, with some lighter brown tints down at the bottom where it's thinner. And that head seems to be sticking around. That's quite nice. I mean, it's probably a bit more than would normally have it or normal pouring conditions, but it fills the glass. And that's a 500 milliliter bottle. About it. Yeah, so it's larger bubbles on the side, but that's actually sticking around an impressive amount of time. Looks pretty nice. One thing I do notice, though, is that there's hardly any carbonation noticeable inside the glass at all. There's like a little bit coming up through the center. Let's see if you can see that. You see just a tiny, faint bit amount streaming up in there in the center. Head's died down only half a finger since I poured it. So it's, yeah, that's head's sticking around a while, but the carbonation's kind of on the mild side from the looks of things. But whatever. It looks really nice. For a red ale, that looks really nice. Let's give it a sniff. Hints of hop character. Hints of caramel malts. And almost like a fruity note, like dried fruit, it's almost like apricot, like their Iron Horse Dark has. Maybe more closer to like cherry or something. You can definitely pick up some malted, like caramel grains. Yeah, there's definitely a fruity note to that smell. It's more like a fruity kind of almost mildly citrusy hop smell. There's almost no hop smell discernible in there, and gives it more of a character. Ooh, what's that? Almost like a hint of toffee or coffee, like cappuccino. Swirl that around now. I don't know that the head's died down a bit. Oh my. I'll give it to it. That's got one complex smell for a beer. I wasn't expecting that. Maybe a trace hint of like a little woody nuttiness. Mmm. That smells good. Let's get to the taste here. Mmm. Mmm. There's a little touch of sweet maltiness in the front of the tongue. And it feels to like a mild but lingering bitterness in the back of the tongue. The tastes are very briefly come across as like a caramel fruity flavor, but disappear. As it dries out with some hop bitterness on your tongue. The hot bitterness has got like a grapefruit, citrus, pine kind of taste to it. Possibly from like the use of like Cascade hops, which are very common over here. But it actually has a bit of roasted malt bitterness to it. And it has an espresso taste. Combined with some like woody, like the aftertaste fades away with some like woody, nutty maltiness. Like, sorry, woody, nutty, like walnut. Mmm. Those fruit tastes are very appealing, like apricot. Mmm. It's one good red ale. I'm going to sit down with this one for a bit, and then I'll come back with some thoughts. Be right back. And we're back with Gahan's Island Red. So what did I think? You know what? It's actually a pretty decent red ale. I found that it actually was a pretty nice tasting beer, nice and smooth, and does exactly what a red ale is supposed to do. I'd say this is just as good as like Pump House's Fire Chief Red, to be honest. Very tasty beer, and one of the finest beers that Gahan has in their lineup. It's not a crazy over-the-top good beer, though. So, I mean, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. But I do approve of it, and it's worth... I'd say this is a beer that's actually worth, coming over to other stores outside of the island. This is a good enough beer to come off the island. And it would be nice to see more microbrewers from the Maritimes actually make their way and hit the big time, because there's some pretty damn good beers out here, and this is one of them. So yeah, I'd actually give it a high 3.5 out of 5. So definitely recommend it if you're in the island. And you know what? If I were Gahan, I'd probably start talking with like ANBL or NSLC and start shipping some of this over to the rest of the Maritimes, because it's pretty good. Okay, so that's what I thought, and thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's beer reviews, and keep watching because there's more reviews coming. Talk to you soon.